Last year in September, Nvidia made the claim that by 2014, PC gaming software sales would surpass consoles. Now, I find this possible, but most people seem to have dismissed it in that Nvidia is being biased just because they're a company that makes PC hardware, or that they're butthurt that they got screwed over for the deals in the next-gen consoles. For reality, when I look at all the research they did, it's perfect in the fact they didn't do the revenue charts themselves. They had DFC do it for them. Now I'm going to discuss why I think this is possible. For starters, the three main factors that Nvidia pointed out are the digital distributions and transactions, the free-to-play market, and that's about it. Now, this is possible. The digital distribution market is leading the way to be very large, and with Valve being the top leader, since they're the icon with Steam. And also, many new games like Modern Warfare 3, Skyrim, and Borderlands 2 all plan on using Steam Works, because Steam is now pretty much the DRM that PC gamers actually want. And before you hate Steam, I'll ask you, what do you want? Do you want some draconian DRM, or do you want Steam? Or you can shove some Star Force up your ass if that's what you want. I sure as don't want it. And the League of Legends. Yes, the free-to-play market on PC is becoming very large thanks to the League of Legends. Rooting games prove that you do not need a pay-to-win model to make money. You just need to make a good game that people will play and be willing to spend on cosmetics and other convenience. Now look, rooting games have become so successful off the League of Legends franchise that they throw around $5 million tournaments as if they're nothing. And meanwhile, another developer, World of Tanks, big world, 4 million players in 1 year, over 100,000 simultaneous users. Now that's pretty inferior to League of Legends, which is now starting compared to World of Warcraft and Call of Duty's players online. And I'm not talking about Call of Duty on PC, Call of Duty on consoles. And then we show the many people in China Joy tournaments, Asia's largest gamer show, 300 gaming companies, and 1,550 attendees all showed up. Now, the subscription-based model games are dying off. Unless you're World of Warcraft or Star Wars The Old Republic, you're not going to be very successful with subscriptions. Now you see like many games like Aeon and others going free-to-play, which is pretty good, because now people who haven't played the game can go play it, and plus new people will keep the community for those games alive, which I think is a pretty good thing, even if they are screaming 10-year-olds. Well, not really. Now, the models that most of the good developers that aren't Korean plan on using are models that do not pay to win. As in, hey, if you give me $30, I'll give you this weapon now. Own the shit out of everyone else for 3 hours. No, that's not what they're doing. They're doing, hey, you can buy some double EXP, or you can get this fancy hat, like in Team Fortress 2. Now, over the years, the PC platform is becoming a more attractive and simplified platform. One major reason why I think Nvidia's statement is also true is because of AMD APUs. Before, we were stuck with shitty integrated graphics cards that could barely play even the lowest end of free-to-play games. Now with AMD APUs, you can actually like play Crysis 2 on low settings. And that's decent when you compare it. And then look at benchmarks of AMD APUs playing other games like Lost Planet 2, Unreal Tournament 3, and many others, and you'll be very impressed. The best AMD APU, which is the 888 model, it can handle like Battlefield 3 on low settings and like 720p and all that. Now that's good because most people buy crappy pre-built PCs or very cheap PCs. Now this is good because now AMD is defeating Intel on the market where it hurts the most, because that's where Intel makes most of their money, the integrated graphics cards. Now AMD is dominating in that area. And this is also good for laptop users. This is also good for PC gaming, because the more laptops people can use, it'll attract more people to the platform. Because many people are now buying laptops instead of desktops these days, so this is a very good thing, because now they can play like all their favorite games on their laptop without having to spend like an arm and a leg. We are going to be in a world where people actually take you seriously when you say, "Hey guys, I want to play Crysis 3 on my integrated graphics processor cards," and people will actually take you seriously instead of laughing in your face and tell you to get the hell out. Yes, that's where we're heading. Now, Steam. If you look at Steam numbers, the population is getting very large. It's starting to drastically increase. I believe like in 2009 it's 25 million. Now in 2012 over 40 million players are now on Steam. Meanwhile, AlienWare has released the AlienWare X51, which is a small form factor PC mini ITX that is the smallest PC ever that's actually powerful, way more powerful than any other PC its size. Its starting price is $699 in the US, and the same for the Europe. Now, Alienware is doing a very good thing right here, because they are pretty much the reason why you hear people say you need like a $2,000 computer, when it's just downright untrue. Now, Alienware, they have finally realized that if they make cheaper PCs, they can expand to a much bigger audience. Now, they've did even two bigger pluses for their new computer. The size is comparable to a console, and it's affordable. Yes. Now, and I'm surprised they didn't do this a very, very long time ago. Now, we can compare. More developers are becoming more optimal with PC hardware, and more and more games are having controller support, so the X51 is a device that people can use from their couch easily and have a controller hooked up. And later this year, it is rumored that Valve is going to release Big Picture mode for Steam. And Big Picture mode for Steam is to allow people with controllers to natively navigate through Steam, like contact their Steam friends, launch games, and all that. Now this is great, because now they're expanding to a whole new market. And since Alienware is owned by Dell, which are one of the few companies to have a very large chunk of the pre-built PC market and money to financially market their computers, they could easily market the Alienware X51 to the consumers. If they do it properly, this could be a big success for Alienware, because in like the last 2 years they suffered a little bit of layoffs. Since after all, who the hell's gonna buy $2,000 PCs? At that point, most people would just build it or search for cheaper. And I think Alienware should really take a lot of consideration into the X51, since it seems it'll be the new face of PC gaming, or well, at least until other computer manufacturers decide to copy the trend and do the same thing. It's kind of like everyone will copy Razer if they release the Razer Blade, and the Project Fiona, and it becomes a big success. Everyone will start copying Razer and make PC gaming tablets, which will expand the market even more. So with the X51, Alienware should try and put controllers, Xbox 360 or a Logitech controller with the PCs, since controller support is pretty much in the majority of games that can actually work with it. No, you're not going to get controller support in StarCraft 2 or World of Warcraft, but you will get controller support in Crysis or Devil May Cry 4. That's a very good thing, because now people say like, "Oh, I don't like PC because you have to use a mouse and keyboard." Well, everybody, just plug in that controller and you're off. Now, for prices, Alienware could try to lower the price a little. Obviously, they have to sell these for a profit, so why don't they just try and pull a Microsoft on the X51 to make the prices lower? And what I mean by pull a Microsoft is like decrease the hard drive size to make it cheaper. And I believe that Taiwan is the main reason that the hard drive prices are so big now. So hopefully if they ever go down, the prices for the X51 will go down too. Now, I believe most people who say, fuck it, just build your own. And let me tell you this, Alienware already mentioned that if you can build your own for cheaper, if you can build your own Alienware X51 with all the features and stuff for cheaper, you are not the intended audience. They are aiming for the majority, the people who can't be damned with building a computer, even though it's like building Legos to us. This is a very good. It converts people that don't want to build a PC. And the X51, they designed it so it can be easily upgradable, where all you have to do is just unscrew it, take out the graphics card or the CPU, and replace it. And bam, you're done. Now, the X51, I believe, is pretty upgradable. You can use like a GTX 560, and I hear that some guy is trying to get a AMD HD 7950 in there, which is pretty good. Now, in terms of pricing, I think the X51 is decently priced for what they're selling you. The Core i7, Core i3, Core i5, a slot load drive, 4 to 8 gigs of RAM, a GT 545 or a GTX 555, and all that. A wireless Wi-Fi card and all that. Pretty reasonably priced in terms of US dollars, but in Europe and all the other countries, the price is a lot higher since it's not an exact conversion of US dollars. Since Alienware, it seems that other countries have much larger electronic tax fees in their countries than Alienware does. So that, but really, America is pretty much the only area that isn't PC gaming centric. So that's what they're trying to aim, like compete with the Xbox 360. Now, to market this, Alienware should like make a decent commercial that shows the X51 in all living arrangements, from your bedroom to your office and to your living room, and like show people like plugging in controllers to play Trackmania or Serious Sam or Call of Duty. And they should have like a flagship title with the X51, like throw in a like Call of Duty or Skyrim. Or even that, they don't have to do that. They can just like partner up with a free-to-play developer like Hi-Res Studios, or partner up with Crytek, because Crytek is coming out with a free-to-play game called Warface, which is a CryEngine 3 game that looks pretty damn beautiful. Yeah, they should partner with a developer that can show off the prettiness of PC gaming, the beautiful graphics of PC gaming. Yeah, or MechWarrior is also another good title they could partner up with. MechWarrior Online, because that looks like another beastly game. Or Tribes Ascend, or Blacklight Retribution, or Warface, or League of Legends. Any of those, if they don't want to partner with a developer like Bethesda or Infinity Ward / whoever is developing the new Call of Duties now, or any other developer. Another reason for PC gaming is the marketing and the engine market. CryEngine 3 and Unreal Development Kit. All the new major updates have made both those engines more optimized for PC hardware and more vastly beautiful. Now, a lot of people play around the Unreal Engine, and now Crytek is starting to expand with CryEngine 3, since there are like about 4 other games using it, like Warhorse, MechWarrior Online, oh yep, Sniper Ghost, that new Sniper Ghost game, Homefront 2, Forged by Chaos, Cabal, and many others. So, PC games will be more visually impressing and optimized since most people use a third-party engine, especially an Unreal Engine. So now we can get more optimized PC games that show off the hardware, which will attract more people. Again, back to marketing. They should have like partner up with a CryEngine 3 or a newly updated Unreal Engine 3 game with DirectX 11 and all the fancy things to show off the PC graphics that their Alienware console can do. Since, as far as I'm aware of, a video showed of the cheapest Alienware X51 playing Crysis 2, 1080p, DirectX 11. Now that's good, because it shows how good its performance will be in the future. So, in the past, I really like the X51. I think it's a pretty solid PC, especially for those that don't want to build their own. And it has a pretty nice case. And I think this is a very good thing for Alienware and PC gamers, since it will attract newcomers, since Alienware is pretty much one of the only few PC gaming manufacturers that can actually get their gaming PCs in all the big retailers like Walmart, Best Buy, Computer USA, Micro Center, PC Richards, Target, and all those other PC retailers. Now, in terms of retail PC games, people think it's dying because, oh, they go to GameStop, they see a little PC shelf or no PC shelf at all, when reality is GameStop pretty much reduced their PC shelves because since they're a company that makes most of their money off used game sales, and PC used to have a used game sale market, but that died off because DRM killed off the used game sales market, and because people could easily pirate a game and cash it in as a fake. It was hard to tell if a pirated copy was legit or fake, or if someone already used this copy of a game or not, since I know damn well GameStop does not check to see if their games work, because they sold me a piece of crap Ratchet and Clank that did not work, and it was too late for me to return it. If you go to Best Buy, Target, Walmart, and others, you see a pretty big PC shelf, just as big as the consoles. It's just that GameStop reduced their shelf since used games are no longer on PC, and now they use that extra PC space to sell used console games. In terms of Razer, they're really trying to be very dedicated to PC gaming, since they are making the Project Fiona and the Razer Switchblade. They're trying to attract the handheld market to PC gaming, which is pretty good. And in the future, I wouldn't be surprised if Razer partnered up with Alienware to like make the PC gaming console, which is like the Razer Hydra part, come in the box with the Alienware X51, which would be pretty funny. I also have a Razer Hydra, which is a pretty good controller, especially if you want to play on a couch and you're not very good with a regular controller. The X51 is the Razer Hydra is pretty accurate. I've managed to, you should see me play Battlefield Bad Company 2 with it. It's pretty good, and it's pretty fun to play in Left 4 Dead and other games. Okay, now, this is all I really have to say at the moment, so bye. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe.